Hello, this is Barry, K6ZA. And yes, I know this is a boat anchor channel, and you're expecting to see boat anchors, and I understand. But occasionally we have to throw in some other stuff to make it interesting. So in this video, I've stepped ahead into the new century, and we're going to look at the Flex Radio Panadapter, where you can actually see what a signal looks like, and no longer depend on your ears, but you can have a visual reference for what a good signal looks like, at least in single sideband. I do a lot of sideband communications, and people ask all the time, how do I know what a good sideband signal looks like on my Panadapter? And it's a good question. So not seeing it anywhere else, I thought I would try to field that question and bring an answer to you. So what we're looking at is a Panadapter view of the 20-meter amateur band segment. The highlighted area is a signal about 3 kilohertz wide, and you can see it go up and down in the band pass. The height of the column indicates the strength of the signal. Many signals may go almost all the way up to the top, others may just barely reach mid-range. As you look across the bandwidth of the signal, you will see variation in spikes within the bandpass, and that is the individual characteristics of the transmitter and the voice characteristics of the user. So we've got some specimens here to look at. One of them is right in the middle, and I've got the bandpass on it. You can look and see that it's roughly 3.4 kilohertz wide. And if you look at the signal, you see that it is fairly well rounded. Of course, he's now not transmitting. We'll wait till he comes back in here, because I want to show you some interesting things of note. There's another signal above it, but we're going to stick with the one here at this frequency, and we'll wait till he comes back. Okay, I've zoomed in a little bit, and as you can see, and I'll put my mouse pointer in there, we have some noise below the skirt of the sideband. If you look at it, you'll see that this area here is obviously being disturbed beyond the skirt. The other side seems fairly clean. There is a noise factor in here, but that's not his signal. That's basically some anomalous noise above there in the 14 to 25 area. And the signal will come back in a second again. And I did want to point out that this additional noise can be disturbing, because it's almost like seeing splatter as you would hear it if you didn't have a display to see it. And there's a good example of it on the top and the bottom of the skirts of the signal. While the signal sounds good, it definitely has some splatter problems, as you can see. The strength of the signal is important, because the stronger the signal, the more chance that you're going to have some of that come through on the received side. It's really not much you can do about that, but it is clear that we've got some issues with probably too much gain level on this signal. So after I broke in and asked this fellow to turn his gain down, you can see the difference that it's made on his signal. Signal is still strong, but the level of those skirts are now almost flush with the noise, which means he's nicely separated from stations above and below him. So that worked quite well, and you know, sometimes it's hard to know if you don't have a display how that bandwidth actually looks, despite the fact that it may sound good. So some examples of what to look for when you're looking at a flex display of stations. Some of them are very close to each other, like right now we have the station up above that fellow, and that's creating an issue down or up frequency. So just a kind of a rule of thumb kind of guide of how signals should look on the flex display. So to sum up, if we see signals with torn skirts up and down or on one side, we can be pretty sure that there is an issue somewhere. But do be careful, because if the signal is very, very strong, a local signal is going to show that tearing, and the signal may be adjusted fine. So do be careful when you look at this. Make accommodation for signals that may be right around your corner, and that's why you're seeing the problem. Otherwise, it's looking like this would be great. Hopefully all your signals look like that. So have lots of fun with your Flex or other Panadapter display. Enjoy.